We are good to go. Well, welcome everybody to our masterclass today. I actually really love these 3-hour intensive masterclasses. I love the multi-day. I really do. Actually, really love these 3-hour intensive background. I really do love the multi-day, but it's just also just phenomenal energy to be able to come together and stay together for a block of time and do this work. I think that the vibration and the energy, and you can really tap into that, and you can have the confidence to make decisions and move forward. So I'm thrilled that you're all here today, joining us for this masterclass on how to turn your annual income into a monthly income. And if you saw my email yesterday, by now you'll realize that it really isn't about the money. It's about who you become in the process of setting and achieving a goal like that. So I'm going to talk a lot about that over the next 3 hours or so. We'll have a couple of breaks in between each session. So how today is going to run is we're going to start off by looking at the problem and where you are now and talk a little bit about the paradigm. Then we're going to look at the solution and where you want to go, how you can solve your own problems. The one thing to remember about your mind is that it is a problem solver. It wants to identify a problem and solve it. And that's what we're going to do over the next 3 hours today, is identify clearly where you're at, what problems or challenges you have, where you want to go, what's the solution to solving those problems and challenges, and give you a plan to execute. We don't want to confuse you. You don't want to confuse your mind. The mind likes very simple steps it can take. So I'm going to give you that at the end of today's training as well, some very simple steps that you can take. I want to say a huge welcome with deep gratitude that you've invested this time in yourself today to be here with me. It's a great privilege to be able to share what Bob Proctor has taught me around turning my annual income, or turning your monthly annual income into your monthly income. I play around with this so often, turn my monthly income into my weekly income. I mean, there's just so much fun that you can have with this. And it really is about the person that you become in the process. Most people are not motivated by money for the sake of money. They are motivated by what the money will allow them to do. That's a very important point. If you really want to leverage the power of the universe, the laws of your mind, start to really, today we're going to really get you thinking about the possibilities and really get you thinking about the greater good that you can do for your own self and for your family and your community if you were earning more money. People become very comfortable living within limitations. And I want you to break out of that today and really start to live in your infinite potential. And I'm going to give you the tools and the plan to do that today. We would love to see you on camera. If you would like to join us on camera, be open-minded about the next 3 hours, really follow along and do the exercises as much as you can. Some of the exercises will trigger you, some will be easy, some will be more difficult, but it's all about switching on those mental faculties. It's all about getting you to start to see the possibilities for your life. So we are going to cover those 3 parts today and really work very kindly in terms of the way your brain likes to work, identifying the problem, then we'll look at the solution, then we'll give you the plan to move forward with. Now, when we get into this first session, we are going to look and really start to look at the problem. And the problem is where you are now. It's your current results. It's the challenges. It's the questions. It's what is going on right now for you. So I want you to really open up and liberate yourself with this first session today. All right, if you want to start with the second page in the workbook. So we're going to really use the workbook. That's why I wanted you to have a copy of it. I really do teach from the workbook. We go through the workbook together. We do the work here on the call today. So it would be of great benefit if you do have a copy of that workbook in front of you, or you can get a copy, or you can follow along the PDF with a notepad next to you. That is perfectly fine as well. If you want to look at it on the screen and then have a notebook next to you, that will be fine. If you are watching here in the Facebook group, we are streaming you the first 50 minutes or so of the masterclass. If you would like to join us, if you would like to access the workbook, click the link in the comments. Simone's going to put it in there for you now. and you will get a confirmation email, and you should get, if everything works, the joining information to join us here live on the call and benefit from being in this energy with me. We'll stop the stream into the group at the end of the first session. All right, let's turn over to the first page here and have a look at my welcome message to you. Like you, I've accomplished great success, but I also understand how it feels to have tried in the past and failed at achieving some of my goals. When you think about that, how does it make you feel? It often leaves us feeling frustrated. It's likely that you know how to do better. It's likely that you're already aware that you could be doing better. And when we don't see those physical results manifesting, it becomes very frustrating. Agreed? Write me a yes in the chat. It doesn't matter what level of success you've accomplished or you feel you haven't accomplished. We all experience frustration because there is a part of our spirit, our soul, that knows there is more for us. And so it's okay to acknowledge that frustration. I encourage you to acknowledge that frustration, perhaps that disappointment, perhaps the tiredness that you might be feeling, the hustle, the roller coaster, the ups and downs of your business, of your work life. Really, really give yourself permission to acknowledge that, because that is going to be your motivation for change. It really will be. I have been frustrated by past results that were less than what I knew I could accomplish. You know, I had a very successful branding and marketing business. Well, what I thought was quite successful. I think I was turning over $300,000 or $400,000 a year. You know, so I was earning, you know, between $70,000 and $150,000 a year out of that business. But I always knew I was capable of more. I remember in my early 20s writing out a goal of wanting to be a millionaire, wanting to earn $1 million a year. Now, I achieved that goal at about 35, so 10 years after I set that goal. But if I had this system and this plan, and if I knew how to really get unstuck, I would have achieved that goal a lot faster. So that's why I feel so passionate and so aligned to sharing this with you, no matter whether you're getting it in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. It's right for you, and it's right now. Life is happening right now. So I'm here to help you create business and life on your rules, your way. There are so many social and cultural paradigms that do more harm than good, because you have expectations of yourself, of how your relationship should be, how your family life should be, how your income should be, how your business should be, how your career should be. And it's based on somebody else's paradigm. We're going to get into paradigms shortly. It's based on somebody else's belief system. And I'm here as your guide to help you really start to create your work, your business, your career, your personal life on your terms. Break free of those social and cultural, even family paradigms that have been defining the person you are up until yesterday, and really give you a formula, a recipe, a process that you can follow so you start to create business and life on your terms. You want to earn the income you truly desire. Now, we're going to get into this today, and you're going to see that there is no right or wrong amount of money that you should want to earn. It is unique and should be unique for every single person. Bob Proctor taught me a very important point about money. He said that money has two purposes: one, to keep you comfortable, and two, to extend the good far beyond your own physical presence. So when we look at the first point, to keep you comfortable, each and every one of you will have a desire for a different lifestyle. And so we should get you up to and earning the amount of money that will give you the lifestyle that you want. You don't have to earn $1 million a year. You don't have to earn $10 million a year. You don't have to have a $100 million company. You don't have to be just earning $200,000 a year. There is no right or wrong. But what is very important is that we get you right now today shifting and really giving yourself permission to create the lifestyle that you want and the income to go with it. You should never diminish, never, ever, ever diminish your lifestyle to match your income. You should always make a committed decision to raise your level of income so that you can live the lifestyle that you really want. And I feel such gratitude to Bob Proctor for really helping me see that. And I've actually helped more than 475 people up until yesterday. You can be 476. People get this. It is an absolute privilege to be able to share this with you today. And I encourage you to make a decision today that you will be 476 person to really get this. I didn't know those stats until someone asked me to look it up the other day. So there you go. I'm sharing that with you. We've had 475 people since I've been coaching this go through this program. So I certainly know what I'm talking about. And I've certainly helped a lot of clients over the last 7 years get extraordinary results. So it's important that you attract the work and the results that you dream of while working less and enjoying more time for yourself and your loved ones. Now, working less is not necessarily a desire for everybody, but most people want to enjoy their work. Am I right? Most people want to feel good going to work or doing what they do day to day. So my role as your guide is, regardless of the hours that you choose to work, is that you feel good, is that it feels easy, that it feels effortless. I get how frustrating it can be to see low sales or low profits or low results. I understand what it feels like to work long hours and not see the results of the effort that you're putting in. So my role, being your guide, is really to help you create that work-life lifestyle and have it feel really easy and really enjoyable, that you begin to easily manifest more of the things that you really want. You have to make a choice and decide that you want to learn this too. Most people settle. Most people just settle and they live like the status quo. They don't have the right tools and the mentor to really help them break out and get a permanent shift in results. One of the new paradigms of personal development is that we bounce around the internet from one thing to another. We take a hit of a YouTube video, a hit of a short course, a hit of a free training like this, but we don't do anything about it. We don't make the next decision and really learn to change the paradigm. So what's happening is we're bouncing around, we're getting these little hits of dopamine and it's firing us, it's pumping us up. It's giving us that hit. And so now we feel good for a few days and we think we can solve our own problems. And now really what's happening is the results aren't changing. You aren't seeing a permanent shift in those results, but now at least you feel good stuck. That's the truth, my friend. It really is. I want you to really embrace the possibility of getting a permanent shift in your results. Creating a sustainable improvement in your income where it goes up and it keeps going up, where you have a beautiful lifestyle, the home you want, the travel, the luxury, everything that you want, and it feels sustainable and it feels easy for you. That you're not just gathering more information, we want you to get results. You already know a lot. My job is not to just load you up with more information. It's to help you to start doing what you know how to do, get the results that you really want. And we're going to look at why that gap happens and how you can make a decision today and you can really close that gap. So if you want to turn over now and have a look at session 1, where you are now, and we're going to go through where you are now accounts for 25%. Well, actually, sorry, that doesn't account for 25%. There are 4 parts that we need to address if we want to get you creating the results that you want. So the first part that we're really going to look at and talk about is where you are now. Do you ever feel like you don't have enough time to be across everything in your life? Hey, I get it. I'm a mum to 2 small boys, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. I have a 7-figure international company. Like I say, I have an alumni cohort of 473 clients all around the world. I have active clients right now, multiple sources of income. I get it. Like, there can be a lot going on in your life and you can often find yourself feeling like you're spinning the wheels, not really digging in and creating the results that you want in any particular area. Perhaps there's been a gap between how much you're currently earning and how much you want to earn, that too. So perhaps there's a gap between the amount of money that you were earning at the moment and the amount of money that you really want to earn. And that's good, because you know what? The only way to earn more money is to provide greater service. The only way to earn more money is to be of more value to your market. The only way to earn more money is to become more effective at what you do. And what does that mean? You're going to become a better version of yourself tomorrow than you were yesterday when you get into this. So earning money is done by law. There is a system and a process for you to follow for it to never feel like hard work again, for it to flow easily and effortlessly to you. We have to get you growing in all dimensions of who you are. How would you rate the quality of your life? I mean, be honest with this. So I live a really good life. I really do. I'm so grateful for the life that I have. It is very different today than where it was 7 or 8 years ago. 7 years ago, I was living in a 2-bedroom flat that I was renting in Grange, Brisbane on $320 a week. I was stuck. I was frustrated. I was single. I mean, you name it. Like, I was trying to figure this out, even though outwardly everyone thought I was so successful. And I really was, but I didn't feel it. I really didn't feel it. Now my life is completely different. 7 years later, I have a multi-million-dollar company. I have a multi-million-dollar home on the Gold Coast. I have beautiful friends. I have employees that are like my sisters, my brothers. I have friends all over the world. I attract clients easily. I attract clients who just click and pay. I have a family. I'm married. I have 2 small children, but I still want more, and that is okay. And that's what I want you to understand, that dissatisfaction is a creative state. I know I'm capable of more, and I bet that you do as well. I know that I still could improve the business. I could help more people. I could have a better marriage. I could improve the way that I mother my children. And I'm okay with all of that. And I want to turn that desire to improve the quality of my life into all areas of my life. And so should you. That is a really important thing for you to embrace, that there is nothing wrong with you wanting more. I get that sometimes you might feel guilty at the thought of wanting more. You might not feel worthy of investing more time and money in yourself. You might not feel worthy. You might doubt yourself. You might question whether you're good enough to succeed in the industry that you're in. You might be frustrated that you haven't been creating what you want up until yesterday. I get that. And it's good to be honest with yourself about where you're at, because from that place we can grow. And it doesn't matter what level of personal or professional success you have created, no matter where you're at, you should want to grow from that place. We do not judge, we do not criticize, we do not question where you are as a person when you get into this with me. The process works for anybody at any stage of life to dramatically improve your personal and professional position, to improve your income, your finances, your lifestyles, your relationships. The number of people that I have worked with that have attracted the loves of their life and got married as a result of using this process. It doesn't just benefit your income, your bank account, it benefits every area of your life. Then it comes to making a decision. You have to make a committed decision. There's no question about this. Decision is your magic mental move. The second you make a committed decision, providence prevails. You know, you can't expect to create better results staying where you are right now. And yet that's what most people do. They bounce around in the same vibration, the same mindset, hoping by some sort of luck or chance that all of a sudden their income will change. Or, you know, there'll be less bills in the mail, or all of a sudden they'll have a breakthrough. It's just not possible. We have to get you making a decision and starting to come from a new vibration, a new frequency, a new level of awareness. As you raise your level of awareness, and that can only happen by making a committed decision, that you're going to learn how. So this training today is going to open you up to new possibilities. It's going to raise your awareness about what's possible. But in order for you to stay on that trajectory, you need to make a decision so that we can teach you how to consistently, day by day, elevate your level of awareness so that you can automatically attract the results that you want. Law of attraction is working in your life right now. Law of vibration never stops. You are a magnificent manifester of the challenges, the problems, the things that you don't like in your life. Just look around, you manifested it all. Now let's get you turning that wheel and starting to manifest what you really want, more of the things that you want. Let's direct that power in a direction of what you really want. To do that, you've got to make a committed decision. Wherever you see tremendous success, know that someone made a courageous decision. Your only prerequisite for making a decision is, do you want it? The amount of times that I had to courageously face the thing that I feared, investing more money in myself to grow, I have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in myself. And every time it felt like a stretch. And every time, you know what? I grew. My business improved. I earned more money. I attracted better relationships. I attracted new clients every single time. Even when we bought this house, we had to make a committed decision, not having the complete deposit in our bank account. Tremendous success. The value of this property has gone up by more than $1 million since we've owned it. That's passive income. That happens when you're willing to make decisions and step out of your comfort zone and use this plan, execute this formula. Be willing to make a committed decision, because it will change your life. I cannot tell you the hundreds of places in my life where I've made a committed decision, not knowing how it was all going to work out. Just let that become normal for you. Let that be not a normal thing to do. Make it something that you just feel so good and normal that that is who you are now. You're willing to make committed decisions and not know how it's all going to come together. Your only prerequisite for making a decision is, do you want it? And when you get to the end of today's call and I give you the formula and the plan, your only question is, do you want this? Do you think your life, your income, your personal, professional life would benefit from having a repeatable formula of success, having a plan that you could execute? Your only question is, do you want it? It is not about the money. It is not about the time. We've got to get this straight. It is not about what anybody else thinks. It is not about that little voice inside your head that wants you to talk you out of it. The only question is, do you want this? Would you love to have this? And then you act on that and you figure it out as you get underway, and magic begins to happen. Decision is your magic mental move. And then persistence, my friend. Persistence is everything. Have you got what it takes to go the distance? A lot of people are flaky. They really are. They just don't have the right accountability and support. They don't have the right plan or the formula. It's not that they don't want to change or improve. They just don't have the right support systems around them to help them become a persistent, disciplined individual. But I will help you with that. I will give you that. And persistence will be part of your winning success formula. In psychology, persistence refers to perseverance in spite of fatigue or frustration. What kind of persistence does it take for you to achieve your goals? One of the things that I teach you is how to be persistent in the face of the old paradigm, the old self-image that wants to have you question, that wants to have you doubt yourself, that second guesses. We have to be persistent in maintaining a new image of ourselves. And that is really tricky to do unless you have a process and a plan to follow every day. Unless you are in this energy like this masterclass constantly, day by day, because you think about the number of people that you have around you that are not thinking like this, that are not in this environment. As you move about your day, the influences, the external pressures, that is all potentially sabotaging you achieving what you want, which is why it's super important to be in an environment like this consistently, so that you can consistently create those results on a new level. And every day you wait, you cannot measure what you are leaving on the table. It would blow your mind if you knew every single day you're manifesting something. So every single day you wait on this, pardon me, you're potentially pushing back the manifestation of your fantasy dreams and goals by a week, by a month, by a year. Every day you wait to plant that sunflower seed in the garden is a day that it cannot grow. Every day you don't water it, you don't nurture it, you don't give it the right amount of sunlight, you delay the growth of it. It is the same for the spiritual dream that you have. When you delay acting on this and getting into this, you are permitting the old paradigm to sabotage you from anything better that life has in store for you. And that is the truth. You can kick it around in the dirt. You can try to shine it in the light another way, but that is the reality of it. It is a choice. You choose to wait. You're accepting, you're giving permission for the current results, the problems, the challenges, the doubt, the worry, the circumstances, the lack to perpetuate. When you commit and you persist, then everything begins to change. You're beginning to manifest a whole new set of results, and the results that you determine. And then it's about attitude. And this is something that I really teach you. It's super easy to have a great attitude when everything is going right. And I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that yet. But what I will say about attitude is that when things aren't going so well, that is the makeup of the woman. That is when the man is made. When things aren't going as well as you would like, when you don't see the sales results, when you don't see the income, when you don't see the yeses, when the paperwork isn't coming through, when the kids are getting sick, when I get all of that. I've been through all of that. When you can consciously create an attitude that is a match for what you want, then you become unstoppable. You become absolutely unstoppable. And you should. You should become unstoppable. There is no limit. You are an infinite person. There is no limit to what you can create and what you can do. All right, turn over now and I want you to sign your commitment, please. And I once signed a commitment with Bob Proctor. If I was there in the room and I signed this with you, you'd have a different feeling about this. We tend to let ourselves down on the commitments that we make with ourselves. The greatest human being that ever walked the planet is you. And yet you sign these things and you let yourself down with the commitment that you make with your own self. If Bob Proctor was signing this with you, you'd have a different feeling about it. If I was signing this with you, you'd have a different feeling about it. Take this seriously. This is your life. Sign this commitment today like it means something for you. Like you're really, really, this is the turning point today for you. I, write your name, commit to embracing this 3-hour masterclass training with Karen Brook. I will keep an open heart and mind, allowing myself the best energy and the self-confidence to act on any impulses and ideas that come my way during this time. Sign it and date it. I know that I am stretching you right out of the gates today, but if there was one mission that Bob Proctor left me with when he moved to the next phase of his eternal journey, it was to wake more people up. And that is what I'm doing here with you today. I want to wake you up. I want to shake you. I want to spin your head around. I want you to throw all your cards in the air and go for it. Go all in. All right, let's go. Next page. Everyone cited that. Write done in the chat when you have signed your commitment. If you're watching online, write done in the chat if you've got your workbook now and have signed your commitment. Great work. Keep it coming. Write done in the chat once you've signed your commitment. Quite frankly, the universe doesn't give a tinker's damn what has happened to you up until yesterday. It couldn't care less the results that you've manifested up until yesterday. It is only interested in supporting you and your greater good. It is only interested in you having the things that you want. You just keep asking for less. You keep perpetuating your problems. You keep giving the lack energy. And so the universe is like, holy moly, all right, I'll give you more of that. When really you can ask for anything that you really want. You can have whatever you want and the universe will support you in manifesting that. So let's have a look at who you really are. Let's really begin to wake you up to the greatness that is you. Now I want you to turn over to this page that says who you are. And we've also given you a little diagram to work with today. I would like you to draw this diagram just here for me, just here, so we can work with that. We call this the stick person. Now, I teach you a lot about this in the formula in the plan. But what I want you to understand about this is that you are not your body. Your body, the physical side of you, is the manifestation of the non-physical side of you. And the non-physical side of you is 3 times more than the physical side of you. The last and lowest level that your results manifest on is the physical. So unless you make a committed decision to start to really change the non-physical side of you, and that causes a lot of chaos and confusion because most people don't understand, well, what am I exactly changing? Is it a thought? Is it a feeling? Is it a habit? How the hell do I pull this together? That's what I'm here to teach you how to do. And when you get this, your life will never be the same again. You cannot look back. You cannot go back. A mind stretched in new dimensions can never go back to the old boundaries unless you permit it. So let's have a look here now. Who are you really? So you are a spiritual being. So I want you to write spirit next to the letter S. You cannot go over this too much. You are a spiritual being. You have a mind. You have a thinking mind. We'll break this down in a moment, but at the moment, just fill these out. You have a mind. You are a spiritual being and you have a mind. And then you have emotions. You are emotional. You are feeling. You are vibration. And then there is the physical side of you. And then there is the physical side of you. So if you have a look at this little diagram that we've just drawn out, so the large circle and the small circle, if you draw that out and then put a line through the middle of the large circle, the top half of that circle is the conscious mind. So there's actually two parts to the mind. There's the conscious mind or the thinking mind, and then there's the emotional mind or the subconscious mind, which is the subconscious mind. And then there's the body. So whatever's going on in the mind will be expressed to and through the physical body and show up in results. And there is this stream of power that you are connected with pouring into your conscious mind. That is spirit. That is the source from which all things come. It is completely undifferentiated, but for your own purpose. You can make and mold any picture that you really want. The problem is your imagination is also a product of habit. And your imagination follows the lines of habit, what you have been imagining more often than not. And most people have a weak imagination in terms of their desire. They have a very strong imagination, imagining things that they don't want or past results. I get that. But what I teach you how to do is how to really discipline your imagination so that you habitually start to see something different for yourself and that you have the right tools to be able to turn that into results, because it happens through you. Your results are not happening to you, it happens through you. So for you to begin to change your circumstances, to earn more money, to enjoy more free time in your day, to be calmer, to be happier, to be at peace, to know you're in the right place at the right time, then we have to get you operating in a new and different way. So that is the picture of your mind. And we have to begin to know how to change it and where the paradigm sits in that, which we'll get into shortly. So you are a spiritual being gifted with an intellect. You have emotions in your subconscious mind, and that manifests into physical results. So in order to change, we have to work from the inside out. That's what I teach you in my coaching, how to really work from the inside out so that you are always, every day, planting the seeds and creating the manifestations of what you really want. Some people are what we call conscious competence. To a certain extent, they're already doing this, but they can't replicate it. They don't know exactly what they did, A, B, C, and D. So when it comes to trying to replicate it for a new goal or teach it to a team or a company, confusion sets in. We also have unconscious competence who are not aware that this is even how you can create better results. Regardless of where you sit on that spectrum, know that when you get this formula, when you get into this, I've been teaching this for such a long time now, that you have a success system, you have a tool, a process that you can literally take any idea, any fantasy dream, no matter how impossible it seems right now, and turn it into results. I have a client who said to me that studying with you is like getting the keys to know that impossible goals can become reality. Before I really understood this, I was knocking on the door of, my late 20s. And I was thinking my dreams were just a dream, and maybe someday by luck or chance I would get there. I didn't realize until I really started being mentored personally by Bob Proctor that I could take that dream or that goal and use it in my life today to bring about greater good, to improve my income, to become a better version of myself, to become healthier, to release weight, to run and win ultra marathons, to have a family, to grow a multi-million-dollar company, was all because I learned how to leverage the power of the dream, the fantasy, to create change now. And that's what I teach you how to do. So let's have a look now, do some journaling on where you are now. In as much detail as possible, describe your work and life as it is now. Describe any major problems, concerns, or challenges you have about your work and your personal life. Begin to identify your current situation as it relates to work, clients, relationships, health, family, and of course, money. As you do this, you'll become aware of the areas you want to change, upgrade, and improve. We are more emotionally involved with our problems than we are with our dream. Consciously, you know that there is a goal or perhaps an improvement that you want, but you know better where you are now. You know better the limitations, you know better the problems, you know better the challenges. That's the way your brain is wired, because we are wired to solve our problems. So we constantly look for problems, right? So that's cool. What we want to start off with now is getting you to write and look at where you're at now. All of the areas. It doesn't just have to be the problem areas, regardless. Where you are now is collectively part of the problem, because that has become habit for you to live and create your income, your relationships, your work, your lifestyle within that boundary. So some of it's going to be good, some of it's going to feel bad. It doesn't really matter. It's beginning to understand where you're at now, and in as much detail as possible, be honest with yourself about your major problems, concerns, or challenges that you have about your work or your personal life. All right, I'm going to put some music on for you, and we're going to take 3 minutes, and I want you to write, just creative free writing, and don't stop until I tell you to stop. Your paradigm is going to want to talk you out of acknowledging this, writing it down, because you know what? The second you write it down, you become more aware about it. Oh no, isn't it? Oh no, I'm okay with that. Oh, that's not so bad. Oh no, I won't say that. Notice what happens. And I want you to free write now for about 3 minutes where you are now. Go. Keep writing, don't stop. Good work. Now, I want you to mentally love what you have written. Love that person that created all of that. Acknowledge yourself for creating all of this. Love yourself for it. Gratitude, it's brought you here today. And also give her or him permission now to transform. That it's okay. Tell that version of yourself, I love you, thank you, and now I'm moving forward. Tell yourself that it's safe for me to be me. It's safe for me to have the things that I want. It's safe for me to move forward. I am supported. And really acknowledge that for yourself. All right, let's get into the money side of this. Well done so far. Great work. All right, let's get into the money side of this. So turn over now to where is the money? We're going to come back to that, what you just did a little bit later on. But for now, we want to get into the money side of this. So in this section, we're going to do an analysis. We're going to briefly look at you and your money. You can answer these questions from the point of view of your yearly income or your sales figure if you are a company owner. So you make the decision how you want to answer these questions. So I want you to write down your current yearly income. What is the number that comes to mind that you're aware of? Your current yearly income. Everyone got that figure down? Great. Now I want you to move that figure of your current yearly income into your new monthly income. So I want you to write that figure now under your new monthly income. Imagine that that is your new monthly income. Imagine the possibilities of what that's going to mean in terms of your business, in terms of your customers, in terms of the lifestyle that you can have. Start to really open into that now. It starts now. All right, turn over. Let's keep going here. So where is the money? It has to be attracted. You don't just get what you want. This is one of the problems that people have been led to believe with the law of attraction, that you get what you want. You don't. You get who you have been willing to become. You get who you are. You get what you are a vibrational match for. So if you want to earn more money, then you have to become a match for that in all dimensions of who you are, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And that's what I help you to do. So money is right here, right now. You just have to get into harmony with it. I will show you how to do it. So I want you to now take out your calculators or your iPhones that have a calculator on it. And I want you to take that new monthly income and multiply it by 12. As it is today. And write down that figure. Now, right now, your mind is probably, but how? I don't know. That's wow. We'll get into that. Don't worry about that at this point in time. Write down your new yearly income. And now I want you to think, how much of that do you want? Would you love that amount? Is there actually an amount less than that that feels more exciting and better for you right now for where you're at in terms of your level of awareness? Maybe you actually want more than that, and that's okay too. So I want you to write down now how much of it you want. If there is infinite to claim, what's a meaningful figure for you right now? And it's important that it's meaningful because it's what we get emotionally involved with that will give us the reason to change. It'll give us the reason to change the paradigms. It'll give us the motivation to make a decision. It'll give us the courage to say yes and commit and grow as a person. So we want it to be meaningful. So how much do you want? And then write that figure in the space provided. This is all about beginning to acknowledge and consent and allow spiritually and physically the manifestation of greater good for yourself and those around you. We cannot earn more unless we give more of who we are to the world. All right, let's keep going. Now, I want you to move over to the judgments and limits page. What judgments or limits did you have as you completed this money exercise? How did you feel and what did you notice? So we'll just take a couple of minutes. Again, I'm going to put the music back on for you, and I want you to just reflect on what you've written across those 2 pages. So starting with, your current yearly income to monthly to yearly, and then a figure for you. Reflect on that and just do some journaling on what potential judgments, limits, thoughts, feelings you have at the moment around this. What did you notice? And just journal your thoughts below. We'll just take 1 or 2 minutes to do this exercise. Beautiful. All right. Well done, everyone, on part 1 of today's masterclass. Now, we're going to take a short 10-minute break, but over the break, I want you to read and study the next 3 pages. Your mind creates. Are you ready to shift? And who do you want to become? And I don't just want you to read the words. I want you to study the meaning. This is what Bob Proctor really taught me how to do. Don't just read it for the sake of reading it like a brochure or a sales brochure. Really read the words and study them and imagine the possibility for yourself. Take it like this is a scientific document that you want to study and you really want to get into. So over the break, we're going to take a short 10-minute break now. So we'll be back just after 10 a.m. today. And in that time, I want you to read Your Mind Creates. Are you ready to shift? And who do you want to become? And really let the words sink in. All right. I'll leave this open for you and we'll be back in 10 minutes.